Man. We should be live in the cut. And we are. What's going on, y'all? What a day. What a day, man. What a game. What a game overall, man. As you know, if you read the title, we're just here chilling, trying to talk about what a mess of a team we are, man. I hate being negative. When I say I hate it, I hate being negative. But there's just so much bad to talk about, man. It's crazy. Omega, what's good, my guy? Appreciate you for joining in. Appreciate the suggestion, too. I don't know why it said the date was November 29th. That was weird. But we got 4 people in here, man. What's going on? Appreciate y'all for joining in. Make sure you say what's up in the chat. My mic's all right. All right, we good. It's been a little while since I've been live. Been having a lot of things going on, man. A lot of things going on. But what's going on with y'all, man? What a game, bro. What a game. I don't know if you guys seen it already. I did upload a video not too long ago talking about how Brian Daboll, that hype train is gone, man. That hype train is gone. Now, I'm not here. Let me turn on my fan before my camera wants to shut off. I'm not here saying that this man needs to get fired, but we just have to realize that he's not as good of a coach as we thought. He's just not. He is just not. I think when you think about the type of coaching job that we seen last year on all phases, all around, the team was locked in. And it's just not the case. It's just not. And I'm not blaming the players today. You know, obviously you can look at a couple different players, certain ones, but still, man, to lose in the fashion that we did when the game was won. The game was literally won. It was in our hands. And we lose. It's unbelievable, man. It's unbelievable. Big task at hand was good, my guy. He said, this is a therapy session. Let's cry together. Yeah, man. Let all the tears out. Let's get the tissues ready. And, yeah. It's crazy. It's crazy. The positives, Wink, KT, Bobby O, Sexy Dexy, and the defense. The defense all together. Playing their tail off. Playing their complete tail off. Defense did what they were supposed to do. Now, as far as everybody else, man, the offense, I can't even, obviously we got to rag on the offense, right? The offense definitely kept us back. But I look at the coaching once again and the play calling once again and planning overall. Even when Tyrod Taylor was in, you know, we didn't really get into our groove. And granted, we didn't get to see a whole game of Tyrod Taylor against the Jets defense, but it wasn't looking good. He gets hurt. He's out for the game. We got a third-string quarterback in. But when you come out in the second half the way we did, drove the ball down the field, scored a touchdown, take the lead, I expected the offense at least do something. At least do something, man. Instead, we're just handing the ball off like the quarterback is a wide receiver. We're not trusting him to throw the ball. When, once again, I know it's a third-string quarterback. I know it's Tommy DeVito, first start. I know all these things. You have him on your roster for a reason. You don't have him on your roster to just hand the ball off. Because, shoot, you could put anyone at that point. Once again, I see a lot of people talking about, put Saquon Barkley in Wildcat. Why don't you? The whole team, everybody knew you were going to run the ball. Everybody. Man, we got 12 people in here, man. Say what's up in the chat. This is a therapy session. But also let me know what your thoughts are on today's game, man. Today's game. Big Tat. He said we lost to the Jets. And that's what makes it sting even worse, right? I'm not going to be this guy that's, super sour. But the Jets are going to really feel like they're nice now. That's what's annoying. They're going to feel like they're nice. We had them beat. Their offense was doing nothing. And granted, our offense was not doing a thing either. But come on, man. Our defense was showing up, shutting them down completely. Deonte Banks, I just dropped my chair a little bit. Deonte Banks is out here having good battles with Garrett Wilson. I was about to say Zach Wilson. With Garrett Wilson. Good battles. I'm not going to say that he dominated him, and I don't think vice versa happened either. But that's exactly what you want out of your rookie. Exactly what you want out of your rookie. Bono to Bozo is here. Today was god awful. He has no belief in this team, so why should they believe in themselves? Who knows, man? He was Bono last year, and the owner Mara told him what would happen. He is now Bozo, but he still may have time to redeem himself. I might be a casual. What is Bono? Am I saying that right? Am I saying that right? Y'all let me know. I might be a casual when it comes to that. Fill me in on that. Just Sports, he's a stupid call to kick on 4th and 1, but they did the same thing on 4th and inches versus Buffalo. Daboll was the guy that went for 2, where if we miss it from 2, we would have lost in that first season opener last year. But if you make it, you win. That was our head coach. This year, multiple occasions where you could be aggressive, set the tone. And I understand that he's clearly not confident in our offense, not confident in our offensive line, not confident in anything. But when you play like the way we've been playing, you're asking to lose. You're asking to lose. And it's not even about kicking the field goal for me. Definitely, I think we should have ran the ball because our kicker is hurt. Flat out. Nothing else. If Graham Gano is the normal Graham Gano, I go out there and I kick the field goal too. But if your kicker already missed the field goal and he's hurt, you know he's injured, why are you trotting him out there? Why are you trotting him out there knowing what's going to happen? Shoot, I might as well try to run it and try to see if I can get the first down. And if not, so be it. Because it's the same difference even if he kicks a field goal and misses it. But I tell you what, that costs us the game. Flat out costs us the game. What is this? Let me see. I was laughing. The announcers were giving Bobby Johnson credit. Yeah, nah, they're dumb for that one. He deserves 0 credit. He shouldn't even be on the team right now. The Giants offense I see is getting May, not Williams. Game should have been a tie. Could have even tried to tush push. Who knows, man? I definitely think the Giants shouldn't try no tush push. They can't even push themselves anywhere. So I don't think they should have tried to tush push because the offensive line is shot right now. Hey, we got 11 people in here. We only got 1 like, man. Like up the live stream. We try to push this content out there, man. I understand the Giants suck, but let's just take this at a time to come together and just speak amongst ourselves. Facts. The Jets now think that they run New York. That is the biggest misconception ever. Because I want to remind them that, listen, if you're over here battling with us like that, what do you think is going to happen? Man, let me not go off on the Jets. Let me not. I can't believe we lost that game. Man. Can't believe it. The Cowboys have scored more points than us at home the whole season. Oh, man. It's sad. It's just sad. We had this game in the bag, but then we found it out real quick. It was a wet brown paper bag. Bono is a musician, a rock star, and Bozo is a clown. I definitely know Bozo, but Bono I never heard of. That's interesting. I don't know if that's my age showing or something, but yeah, I wasn't too sure what that was. I know what pro bono is. LOL, JK. Man, I'm gonna learn from now on, and I'm gonna use it. Man. We got 10 people in here. Appreciate y'all for liking it up, man. Likes did spike up. Say what's up in the chat. We're here reading every single chat, and we're here to just talk about today. If you are the coach, right? It's a lot. It's a lot to look in hindsight and really say like, hey, we shouldn't have kicked the field goal because once again, if it goes in, and we win. You know. But I definitely think I look at it as a whole, not just on that one kick. The whole offense, we finished with -9 passing yards. In this day and age in the NFL, we finished with -9 passing yards. I don't care what quarterback you have. How are you finishing with negative? If y'all don't believe me, man, I know y'all believe me. But if y'all don't believe me, I can show y'all real quick, man. -9 is crazy. It's pretty crazy. I'll show y'all right here. Y'all can hear me on here. Perfect. Team stats. -9 for the Giants right here. Oh, y'all can't see my mouse. But -9 passing yards for the Giants. That's ridiculous. You can't win a game like that. Who expects to win a game like that? And the fact that we almost did is crazy in itself. We outrushed them definitely, but -9, oh my gosh, man. It just gets worse. When you feel like this team is going to take a spike up, when you feel like, stuff is going to go right for us, we come out with a conundrum like that. Oh, man. Terrible loss from a coaching. Let's go, G-Man. What's going on, my guy? Terrible loss from a coaching standpoint. How are you going to have a quarterback on the NFL roster and not trust him enough to throw the ball? It's just terrible. Once again, I felt like while we were watching this game, I felt like we were watching when Brock Purdy tore a tendon in his elbow or his arm, and all they did was hand the ball off. You knew he wasn't going to throw it, and he never threw it. And guess what? Tommy DeVito never even got a chance to throw the ball. He's throwing screen passes to Saquon, which are pretty much just the same thing. The same thing. He never even thought about passing it down the field. And it's not him. I know it's definitely the people in his ear telling him, don't throw the ball, don't throw the ball, don't throw the ball. Showed how prepared we were. Definitely showed how prepared we were. When you make that move to bring up a person to come back up for a quarterback, you have to at least realize, hey, this guy might actually go in. Like, we might have to see this guy play. There's no facet in the NFL where you put someone on your roster that you don't expect to ever even touch the field. Of course, you don't want him to, but you sign him for a reason. Oh, man. How does a away team score more points than an entire offense at home? Really bad. 40. We're at like 28 points at home. It's pathetic. Yeah, James, man, the offense, I would have never imagined it was going to take this much of a regression. I can't tell you I saw this coming. I can't. I think none of us saw this coming, but I'm just going to be honest, man. I was hype off of last year. I thought we got a little better, but somehow, some way, it looks a lot worse. A lot worse. We know the offensive line is the offensive line, but man, -9 passing yards. It says enough. It says enough. It says enough. This is not with Jake Fromm. This is with Tyrod Taylor starting out, and this is with our third-string quarterback. Not even a single positive passing play. Crazy. 24 points only at home. That's nuts. West End, what's going on? He said, hey, how's it going? What's going on, my guy? The Bills run New York. Man, I don't care what any of them say, which, once again, I know the Bills are talented. The Bills are better than us. But all I know is I know the last New York team to win a chip. And I know the last New York team to win a chip before that one as well. That's all I got to say. We need a new coach. So, once again, I know how I feel about Brian Daboll. I definitely think the L is on him. The L has to be taken on the chin by him. He's not going to be fired. I'm not calling for him to be fired. But he needs to take responsibility for what this offense is showing. This is an offensive-minded coach. This is a coach that we wanted for a while. You know, you see what the Bills run. We can't even get schemed open, like, routes. Like, oh, man. Man, oh, man. Why they only ran the ball if anyone runs? Yeah, we saw that. Why they only run the ball today? It's because they didn't trust their quarterback. They didn't trust their quarterback flat out. And I'll remind you guys, right? So I'm not even giving the Jets credit, but I'm not trying to give them too much credit. The Jets defense is one of the top defenses in this league. We knew that. And I respect the Jets. I don't hate them. I respect them. But all I know is that we were the better team on the field today. We were. We had the game won. Kayvon Thibodeau balls out after, all the controversy in the media. Goes out and has 3 sacks in a game, takes over the game, especially on that last drive. The closer was here. Thibodeau says he's the closer. He was closing out that game, and he did what he had to do. I know what happened after that missed field goal, and I know everything that proceeded to happen, and you could argue maybe he shouldn't have been offsides. Maybe the defense shouldn't have played as soft as they did. But more of the story is I think we lost because we had so many opportunities during this game to close this game out, and we didn't do it. We didn't do it. Banking on your defense to get 1 million stops, and they got all the stops you needed. All the stops you needed to get the ball back, we did. But guess what? We were just playing keep away. Saquon Barkley rushed for over 100 yards. You gave him the ball like 35 times today, which is an absurd amount. Oh, man. Man. If Gano made those kicks, then Daboll made the right calls. I still even think, which once again, hindsight's hindsight, Mike. I understand that. Hindsight is hindsight. But at the same time, too, like, the offense had no passing yards. Not a single passing yard. Like, kicks or not, once again, if Gano makes those kicks, we're talking about a W today. And maybe we're not focused too much on it. But all I know is that when people were saying that this offense was looking better, I was saying this offense looks pretty similar to me. This defense looks real. The defense looks great, and that's what makes me feel worse is that this defense is playing on fire and the offense is not supporting them at all. Not a single bit. Gano's hurt. They said it before the game. They know it. It's not just us. If we know it, they've been known that Gano's hurt. And they elected to go with their hurt kicker. That's the issue for me right there. That's just how I feel. Dayball is a family man. I wouldn't be surprised if he has some issues going on at home and it's translating to the field. So, yeah, that's a lot of speculation. I'm not too sure on that one, but shoot. We need someone to give him a pat in the back or something, man. Because this is just not it for us. He probably saw Daniel Jones getting sacked 11 times and started handing it to Saquon. No, it wasn't even that, you know. DeVito definitely just didn't have the game plan, or they didn't set him up to do those things. They did not set him up to do those things. I don't think DJ should take a snap with the neck issues, for sure. Once again, he had this injury 3 years prior now. I think it was 2 years. Daniel Jones had this neck injury before. Neck injuries should be taken seriously. What are we playing for if the season's over? What are we playing for? I get it, maybe make it worth his money, but in my opinion, if Andrew Thomas is not playing, I'm not playing him. If Andrew Thomas is not playing, I am not playing him. Let's go. Ryan, what's going on? He said, do you think we will make the playoffs? I'd be a fool to say that we are, Ryan. We're not out of it. This team could go on a crazy run, and that's what it would take to be in the playoffs, but we just got to be realistic with ourselves, man. We're closer to the number 1 overall pick in the playoffs. And I hate that. I hate it because I don't like talking about that. The organization is headed nowhere fast. If you're a diehard Giants fan simultaneously battling alcohol or drug addiction, do not watch the team play. You will relapse. Anthony, you're hitting it right on the nail with that one. If you're battling with alcohol or drug addiction, man, just keep tapping in on the live streams. I hope you get freed from that. In Jesus' name. Heathen. We have to remember this is the second year of a rebuild. The future is bright. I'm glad you said that. And this is not an attack at you. This is not. We don't do that over here. But I'm glad you said that. Because I definitely think last year sped things up in terms of where we wanted to be this season, where we wanted to end up. You know, after seeing what we did last year, you only expect that we'd get better. We can't get worse, right? Here we are at 2-6. But it's just hard to really be in a comfortable spot with this rebuild when it's not the talent, y'all. It's not the talent. It's the coaching. It doesn't matter what kind of rebuild you're in. It doesn't matter what situation you're in. If you don't have the right coaching, what is that young talent going to do for you? And once again, I'm not flipping the script on Dayball and calling him the worst coach in the league, but you got to be honest with his decisions. Recently, they've been pretty bad. And shoot, this is the same head coach that doesn't want DeVito to make no throws. Don't throw the ball, just run the ball all game. Play it safe. And then game 1, you pull all your starters and leave your starting quarterback in there to continue to get drilled. What sense does that make? Like, what arguments can we make for Brian Daboll in that sense? What arguments can we make? We got 20 people in the live stream. Wow, I glitched. We got 20 people in the building, man. Say what's up in the chat, man. Like up the stream. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, man. Road to 10K still active, man. Trying to hit that 2K pretty soon. Probably gonna get it before the end of the year. But we're just here talking, vibing. Say what's up in the chat. I'm reading every single chat. Yo, these dudes are some straight up fools for hanging up on Carl Banks. Yeah, no, they're crazy. They're literally crazy. Especially when, once again, they were making the argument, we're not here watching film. That's your job. So tell me this. And what is your job again? To talk about these players? If you want to put these players in your mouth and have their names in your mouth. Yo, pause on what I said. Pause. Yeah, let's skip past that. What do you think happens at the trade deadline? Shoot. Leo got to be gone. Whether it's for a 5th or 6th round pick, got to be. Adoree should be gone for the right price. I know Adoree made that one play. And, you know, y'all can be mad at him for a certain reason. I'm not too mad because, once again, I just look at the game as a whole, and the defense shut them down all game. But that play is the very argument for why DeVito should at least throw the ball a little bit. Because who knows? Pass interference. Get something. Get something out of it. Oh, and we flip right back onto it when we talk about the deadline. But definitely Leo and Adoree are the top two. Top 2 people to go. Adoree for the right price. I seen a report that they were saying for a 5th or a 6th. No. He could just stay on the roster for a whole year and let it be. For a 5th or a 6th, yeah, he could just stay on the roster. Leo, get any value back. He's on his last year for his career. If anyone wants him, last year on his contract. If anyone wants him for the right price, go. 5th rounder would do it for me because We could package those things up and trade for other guys. I think an underrated storyline, definitely too. Darren Waller did leave the game. I know the offense was without Darren Waller. I don't think if Darren Waller was there, they're going to throw the ball more. But him not being there definitely hurt in terms of like weapons to throw to, obviously, and then where you're going with the ball. Waller getting hurt sucked. It definitely sucked. Every time they had the ball, I was like, I wonder if they'll run it. It wasn't even a question. The fact we actually found a way to lose this game is dumbfounding. Once again, around 39, even after the missed field goal, 39 seconds to go down the field and go kick a field goal, and they were able to do it. And then let alone, you still go into overtime. You get the ball first, so shoot. If your offense finds a way to move the ball, which they haven't all game, and go score, we're happy. But it didn't happen. We threw like 3 screen passes, dang. Bro, the defense is looking so good. It's like the only thing I look forward to is game day. Look forward to game day. I hope McFadden keeps balling. I like that dude. McFadden definitely showing well. And that's something that we have to trust, right? So I'm not going to blame the whole regime and fire everybody, get everybody out of there. Listen, the people that we drafted, they're making a difference. They're making a difference. Micah McFadden was drafted in the first draft by this regime. And he's clearly showing that he can fit this scheme and play well. Okereke looks like he's balling. Everyone on the defense. I don't have no gripes with anyone on the defense right now. No gripes. Right now. Dexter Lawrence balled out. Kayvon Thibodeau balled out. Deontay Banks, once again, fighting with Wilson, but balled out. You would have thought, not you would have thought, but I would have rather had an outing like that than an outing like, once again, I don't like to talk about other teams, but that rookie out there in Washington. Enough said. The fans, here we go. The fans need to relax. Nothing wrong with having a bad year after making the second round to the playoffs last year. They just can't win meaningless games the rest of the year. We need Harrison or QB. So that's the problem, Paul. I'm not going to lie. It's really hard for a team to not win games, especially when, half the team, not half the team, but a quarter of the team is probably not going to be here next year. Do you think they're going to be on the field not playing to win? Definitely not going to happen. I'm not saying that's what you're saying they're going to do, but they're going to win some games. That's the sad part about it, is that they're going to win some games. As a Giants fan, I want them to win. At the same time, too, I don't blame you for looking at the season as a lost cause, and there's a couple of 2 generational quarterbacks that, by the looks of it, Drake May and Caleb Williams, that the Giants are kind of in contention for. And who knows? You can argue that maybe if they come on the scene, maybe they play a little better than everybody else that's playing for us. Still think you got to fix the offensive line and definitely add some more weapons, because shoot, I didn't think Paris Campbell would be this bad for us, man. I didn't expect that one. We got 24 people in here. Say what's up, man. Appreciate y'all for joining in. Appreciate you guys. I think Dayball is conservative, and it looks bad when you suck, because what are you conserving? Flat out. This team won 2 games. What are you playing conservative for? Won 2 games. We really don't have much to lose. We really don't. Injuries were brutal in the NFL today. Will Levis was balling today. I crave that quarterback play. What will we do at the trade deadline is what I'm interested in knowing. All I know is we better not be trading for a player. There's no situation where we should be buyers. Y'all are gonna get an ad in like 15 seconds, man. Make sure you stay tuned after this. We're still here talking. But yeah, we should definitely be sellers. Saquon, they said he's not gonna go, but I love Saquon to death. He's one of my favorite players. But I think for the right price, he gotta go. For the right price, he gotta go. That's how I feel. Do we trade for a backup quarterback like Hooker, Willis, Fields? I don't think it's worth trading for anybody, man. I don't think it's worth trading for a single player. Try to do what you got to do to get through the season. Try to get more wins. If you want to make the playoffs, try to do it with the roster you have now. Don't try to trade for nobody. Don't give up assets for players that aren't going to make a difference. Especially a backup quarterback. Hopefully Danny Jones comes back, but who knows, man? People are saying that he's going to. Some people are saying that they're still waiting. I saw the report for next week. Then I see for Dallas. It's all over the place right now. It's all over the place. Oh, Tom. Oh. Man, see, when the Giants lose, it's just sad to talk about. It's a little boring. it's boring to talk about the Giants. I can sit here and talk with y'all all day, but when the Giants lose in the fashion that they do, it's kind of just like, man, why do we root for this team? But we're still gonna be here, y'all. What are your opinions? Ryan was good. I think I said what's up. But what are your opinions on Banks? I saw your video before on him, and I actually thought the opposite. I know he is still a rookie and going against tough comp, but today I don't think he played well. So let's look at what Garrett Wilson did today, right? Once again, Garrett Wilson's Garrett Wilson. So I didn't think the stats looked like that. I'll be honest with you. Think they looked at 7 receptions for 100 yards. I think looking at the stats is a lot worse than it actually is. Don't get me wrong. Like, one of the first drives of the game, I saw Deonte Banks completely get outdid. Like, he had his back turned and everything. If the defense was pressuring Zach Wilson the way they were, trying to get the ball out every 2 seconds, pressuring him like that, maybe he would have got exposed a little bit more. But in my opinion, when you're going up and heading into the year, I knew Garrett Wilson was going to be a problem. Keep in mind, I mean, we didn't talk about it in whole, but I drafted this man on my fantasy team. I drafted Garrett Wilson because I knew, he's really good. So for our top cornerback, our rookie cornerback, to go up against him, and he traveled with him. There was no size to it. He was going wherever he was going and guarding him. 7 receptions for 100 yards. Yeah, Banks did not win the matchup. I'm not going to sit here and try to tell you that Banks won the matchup, but in my opinion, I think he fought. He fought and he did his thing. I don't think he got cooked like outrageously. That's how I feel about it. That's how I feel. He's not a top corner in the league just yet, but I like what I've seen so far in such a short span. Only 8 games in his career so far. We see cornerbacks struggle all the time. Think about, it's hard to compare him to this, but think about DeAndre Baker. Think about that. Do you think number 26 getting traded? John, sadly, if he was to go, I would be sad about it. There's a chance that he won't, and there's probably a strong chance that he won't. They told him that he wouldn't get traded. Now, if they told him he wouldn't get traded and then still trade him, that's definitely ruthless business. But shoot, we didn't give him a contract. They really don't owe him. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep yawning. They didn't owe him anything. We didn't owe him yet. They don't owe him anything, and the Saquon does not owe him anything back. So, for the right price, if someone offers a second-round pick for Saquon Barkley right now, I'd do it. For the betterment of this team, I'd do it. Flat out. I had my Eli jersey on today too, man. I'm not going to lie. I was so down in the dumps a couple weeks ago. I was over here watching Eli highlights, watching his retirement speech. I miss Eli, man. The stability we had at quarterback, and now, we fight over our starting quarterback. It's... Where have we turned to? Man? Mike said Fla has been showing up too. Once again, another player that got drafted by us that's, maybe developing. I definitely love what I see from our rookies and our young players. And that's the only bright spot, Let the young players play. See where we end up. They should actually use Hodgins. They should actually throw the ball. And try to use Hodgins too. I agree. Hodgins has been like almost a non-factor up until this point. I know he has one of the touchdowns, but still, man. Zachary says, honestly, blame it on Gano. If he was hurt, why was he playing? Can't blame anything on Dayball if he wanted to play it safe. The coaches that suck is Bobby Johnson, the specialty coach, and Kafka. I'm sorry for yawning. Listen. I'm not too sure if you played sports before, and I'm not calling you out for not playing sports. I'm just being honest. I'm not too sure if you did. You probably did. I know I have. And as we know for the players in general, if they're hurt, they're going to try whatever they can do to play. It's a coach's job to manage the players. That's what the coaches are there for. The players are not coaching themselves. If I'm hurt, but there's a slim chance that I can play, I'm going to go out there and play. Flat out. Whatever I can do for my team, whatever I can do to win, I'm going to do that, especially if it's in my hands. Gano's probably in that same boat. He needs surgery, but clearly said, I'm not going to do surgery because I need to be a kicker for this New York Giants football team. As a coach, it's your job to make decisions on, obviously, whether or not they play, but 2, whether or not you're using them. He missed one already with the injury. Why are you trotting him out there a second time, expecting a different result? Because once again, if the player is injured and he knows he's injured, of course, maybe you could obviously just ask him, hey, maybe if you're not healthy, don't go out there. But that's not the player's job. That's the coach's job. That's how I feel about it, personally. That's how I feel. I'm going to read through these real quick because I am a little behind. Do you think we could trade DJ? No, we're not trading DJ. No chance. And nobody's traded for him. That's not even about us trading him away. Nobody's trading for him. Let's be honest. Why would we want him coming back from Dallas just to be put on IR? Ryan, he didn't play that good. He was a dud today. Banks, Dayball, Jackson, Gano. Stud, Kayvon Flott, Dexter, Barkley. Hodgins is non-existent this year. Barkley deserves a better team, and McFadden. James, shout out to you. Saying what's up in the chat, and obviously constantly saying what's up. Appreciate you. Our receivers got no love today. Our receivers got no targets. They got nothing. They were just out there getting cardio in. They were out there getting cardio. As a decoy, pretty much. That's what they were doing all day. All day. Tyrod should seriously think about ending his NFL career. It's been a good run. With that being said, we have a quarterback with a bad neck and $82 million. Yep. And that's on the coaching, too. It's not Tyrod's fault that he got hurt, but we know Tyrod gets hurt. Look at the history around the league. Look at the history wherever he's been. There was an argument that, hey, wherever he goes, when he gets hurt, the other quarterbacks rises to start him. Maybe DeVito's it. No, I'm kidding. But I definitely think, we knew he could get hurt. We knew he has a history of getting hurt, and here he is getting hurt. I can't say I'm surprised. It sucks that it happened. It sucks the manner that it happened. It just wasn't a turned ankle. This is getting landed on and, injuring his ribs. But he has an injury history, man. He has an injury history. Not much else to say about it. Guaranteed and no reliable backup. Yep. That's where the Giants put themselves in. Tyrod and Daniel Jones should end career, Anthony. Huh? Oh, yeah, it should end their career. Oh, man. Who would have thought 8 weeks into the season? This is the conversations we're having, y'all. Who would have thought? So, on a more positive note, Kayvon obviously balled out, right? Kayvon obviously looked like a beast. I can argue these 3 sacks that he had today were more impactful than all the other sacks that he had these past couple weeks. Strip sack, the timing of the sacks that he had today. For sure, Kayvon is balling out recently. Do you buy into the hype? Do you think Kayvon is a top rusher in this league? At the moment, he's 3rd in the NFL in sacks. I'm going to be honest, and I'm not the guys that hung up on Carl Banks. I'm not trying to sound like them either. But I just think that he hasn't been, like a top 5 pass rusher in this league. He's 3rd in sacks, but I'm not going to say he's the 3rd best pass rusher in this league. We all know that. I think he's definitely trending upward. I'm not giving up on him. I'm not saying that, this guy sucks. But, I don't know. What do y'all think? What do y'all think about Kayvon Thibodeau right now? In terms of ranking as a pass rusher, is he elite? Is he great? Is he good? I wouldn't say he's bad. But is he elite, great, or good? Where are y'all putting Kayvon Thibodeau? Where are y'all putting him? We did fix our special teams problem on punts at least. It's amazing that that's what we have to root for now because, shoot, it was pretty bad. Last week was pretty bad. We almost lost the game off of that. If we would have lost last week, oh, my gosh. I would sign Wentz ASAP. That guy got passed around the NFC East so much, I don't even think I can see him on this team. Dude looks sweet on one of those returns and didn't drop one, so I'm hyped. Yeah, no, he looked good. And keep in mind, I think he's, if I'm not mistaken, I don't know if he was an all-pro, but he might have been a Pro Bowler as a special teamer. If I'm not mistaken, but he muffed a couple of punts in Pittsburgh, and that's where he came from. So, but shout out to that. That was good. If we don't convert the 4th down and the Jets still get it in field goal range, would we still be saying that's on Dayball? And honestly, once again, I look at that last play. That wasn't even the last play. That's what makes it worse. I look at that last play, and of course, I am upset about Dayball when it comes to that. But I look at the game as a whole. I look at everything all together. We can't act like, after they went and tied up the game, that the game was over. We can't act like that. We had a chance in overtime. And we can't sit here and act like, and I'm not saying you guys are, we can't sit here and act like, hey, they're running the South offense because of DeVito. DeVito and them still went and scored a touchdown to open up the half. Maybe if you cook something up a little bit better, we still have a chance. But us as fans, we knew this game is over. And shoot, they might as well said it too, because they didn't do nothing different. They ran a play action, got a unfortunate penalty, and proceeded to not move the ball at all. Proceeded to not move the ball in overtime. Give them the ball back, and all they had to do was kick a field goal, and that's what they did. That's what they did, man. That's what they did. Yeah, let's be positive. We are only allowed to talk about the defense in this chat. Defense is great. Is the defense top 10, chat? Is the defense top 10? Coverage-wise, I think we lack a little bit. And even pressure rate, it's gone up. Last 2 weeks definitely inflate the numbers a bit, because heading into last week, we only had 5 sacks. We had Kayvon Thibodeau with 3 himself today, but in terms of stopping the run, we definitely turned it up as of late. Good linebacker play. D-line is doing their thing with a backup edge rusher because Azeez Ojulari can't stay healthy. Defense look really good. KT has it in him. KT, McFadden, and Bobby R all ascending for sure. Good and getting better for KT. So good and getting better. I agree. I think he's playing well. I think he's playing good. I don't think his sack numbers where they're at prove that he's a top 3 pass rusher in this league. We got to be realistic too. We got to be. But I definitely like the way he's trending, and I think he's played better. For sure, I think he's played better. KT ain't top 5, but at the end of the day, I'm happy with his progress so far. I'm going to say good, trending towards great. Respectable. Mike, that's respectable. I agree. And I don't think we don't have to call each other out of our names because of it. I don't think we got to be upset about it. We can't sit here and act like he's bending the edge and just causing mayhem for every team we play. The last 2 games, though, I'll tell you what, the last 2 games, I'll take that from him, and hopefully he continues to go on that path. Because today he looked like what they said he wasn't coming out of college with no motor. He had high motor today. You saw 2 of the sacks he was chasing down. Zach Wilson never giving up. So our expectations for Kayvon were sky high going in, and no, he has not lived up to them, but those were our expectations. Kayvon is balling this year, and I'm sure the Giants are happy with this play. For sure, Anthony. Well said. Kayvon is the real deal. He's going to be a force in the Giants' defense, and yes, he is going to be elite. He is very, very good. I say he makes the Pro Bowl this year. That's, you might be onto something. I almost thought about, hey, are we going to have no Pro Bowlers? But Dex and Kayvon definitely could be on the Pro Bowl this year, and they might be the only 2 players. I can see that. Shout out to you, Zach. What up, Juke? So we all knew Tyrod has a track record of getting hurt, including the coaching staff and front office. So with that being said, front office should have made it mandatory to go get a vet QB. Gotta blame them when it comes to it. We all knew that. Appreciate you for tapping in, Anthony. Another Anthony. We got 23 people in here, man. We only got 16 likes. So if you haven't liked up the stream, man, make sure you like up the stream. We're just here talking, vibing, trying to get better spirits. Knowing they don't have faith in third-string quarterback, they should have gone a vet quarterback when Jones went down so he could be up to speed by now. We got a quarterback that we saw in the preseason. We got a quarterback that we saw in OTAs. We got a quarterback that we see every day in practice. He knew the system. I'm not going to sit here and act like he doesn't know, and they can't act like that either. They didn't have confidence in him. Flat out. And that's ridiculous. That's ridiculous that you don't have confidence in a guy that you've kept in house for a while. This wasn't a guy that we picked up off of the couch like Justin Pugh. This wasn't that situation. This wasn't Brock Purdy with the hurt arm only handing off the ball. This wasn't that situation. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, by the way. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. We got 20 people in here after the Giants had probably one of the worst losses I've seen in a while. Appreciate the support, man. We just here as loyal Giants fans just trying to get through it. Trying to get through it somehow, some way. I tell my sons all the time, the game ain't over until the clock reads 0-0-0. The whistle is blown. 100%. I learned that at a young age. At a young age. I think since Buffalo defense is top 10, I'm thinking they will keep it up. I think since Buffalo's defense is top 10? I'm kind of confused with that, Mike. And then James said it. Off of the top 10, maybe. KT going to the Pro Bowl, almost has 10 sacks. Yeah, crazy. It sucks that going to the Pro Bowl on a bad team, but it is what it is. It's great to have our young players playing better. In his second year, this is the jump you wanted. This is definitely the jump you wanted. High expectations always leads to disappointment. It's like when someone hypes up a movie and you go and see it and you think it was garbage. I definitely agree. I think our expectation for the team overall, it was realistic. I don't think our expectations were bad with the team. I did expect them to play at least the same as last year, and we're way off from last year. This team at this point was 7-2. If I remind you guys, 7-2. This team was balling. And as much as we thought this was the same team, same coach and everything, it's not. It's not. I would have signed Matt Barkley. I did see that we did, had a practice. I'm sorry, y'all. I keep yawning. I worked early this morning, man. I was actually at work during the game. I was just able to catch the end of it, catch a little bit. But, yeah, I did see that we worked him out. We chose to not sign him. And this is what happens. Tyrod Taylor got hurt. We put DeVito in, and we don't even throw the ball. Sucks. Is there any player or aspect of our offense that gives you hope for our future? If so, please explain. All right. I will be honest. I really liked what I've seen so far out of Jalen Hyatt, one, and Wan'Dale Robinson. If I'm going to key on one player, in my opinion, no discredit to Jalen Hyatt, Wan'Dale has looked good. With his jet sweeps, when he gets the ball in his hands, he's looked quick coming off of an ACL tear, which I would imagine. Obviously, he has to be some type of healthy, but he's only going to continue to get better. Because I had an ACL injury myself. We've seen it with Saquon. He wasn't fully himself a year after. Wan'Dale looks sharp. Wan'Dale looks really good. I like the jet sweeps with him. Liked all the motions. The only thing I can't see is that he can't get hit. Don't let this guy get hit because he weighs like $150 soaking wet. So definitely Wan'Dale needs to try to stay upright or at least go down on his own will. But Wan'Dale, in my opinion, is something I'm excited for in the future. Something I'm excited for. So if there's a player I had to pick, it's Wan'Dale. My bad. Since Buffalo game, our defense has played top 10. No, for sure. No, I agree. That's what you meant. That makes sense. Do you think we might have to clean house after the season the way it's been going? I don't think we can clean house. I definitely don't think we should. Once again, Shermer only had 2 years. Judge only had 2 years. I don't think we can see that when it comes to Daboll again. We have to have some type of continuity. Some type of continuity. We can't clean house. But I will say, offensive line coach got to go in special teams. There's been nothing that has pointed to this offensive line group and pointed to the special teams that says, hey, maybe we shouldn't get rid of him. No. Dude's got to go. Dude has got to go. To be fair, Wando has had more snaps and targets. Is that had? Yeah, had. He did, yes. And in my opinion, once again, I think he's been making the most out of it. There's not been anything from Wan'Dale that I'm kind of concerned about. He hasn't really got hurt ever since coming off of the ACL. I think he's played well. And maybe it's because my expectations were low because, once again, heading into the season, I was looking at the Paris Campbells, Darius Slayton again, Isaiah Hodgins. He kind of became an afterthought. Wan'Dale became an afterthought, especially coming off of the ACL. But I feel like, I like how we've looked. I like how we looked overall, man. We got 23 people in here, man. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. Say what's up in the chat if you haven't already. We're just here talking. Say whatever's on your mind. We got 19 likes. I need to hit 20 likes. Let's hit 20 likes. I know one of y'all haven't liked it up. Like at the live stream. We're trying to push this content out there. So, let me ask this as a question before we dip out of here. Let me ask y'all a question. When is the Giants' next win? Is it going to be next week? Is it going to be soon? When do the Giants get another win? And if you're in that field that wants, a quarterback, do you want them to win a game or do you want them to lose out? Currently, we sit third in the NFL draft right now. Third, which once again, if we're saying third, I don't think we're going to get May or Caleb Williams. I think whoever's top two is definitely going to pick them regardless of the situation. Chicago, take one of them. You can't stumble into the number one overall pick twice. Can't do that. Um, so what do y'all think, man? What do y'all think? Um, Here we go. We should give Hyatt more reps. We didn't even get no receiver a single rep today, but yeah, definitely. Definitely need to give him more reps. The Giants and Vikings and Bears will be fighting for top 3 picks. Kirk out for season. Giants offense struggles. Bears have Carolina's pick. It's gonna get interesting. And I know Giants fans, if we win one game, some Giants fans are gonna be mad. I'm not on that bandwagon. I'm just letting y'all know right now. Of course, if we suck, let's get the highest pick possible. But it would be a disservice to not root for them to win. It would be a disservice for me to cover this team and talk with y'all if I'm expecting them to lose every game. What are we looking for? That's how I feel about it personally. Did Adoree Jackson mama sue that big C on the front of his jersey, or is he actually a captain? Yeah, I don't know. Adoree hasn't been the same. He hasn't hit the same either. This year has been different for Adoree. Yeah, we are definitely having a bad year. I had a feeling the Eagles playoff game we were going to suck the next year, but the bright side is the team is going in the right direction. Just growing pains. You would hope that it's just growing pains. You would hope, because I hope too. But what happened to this playoff team and coach of the year last year? What happened, man? What happened? Raiders, which I believe is our next matchup, the Raiders. So you think we're winning next week? I could definitely see it happen. The Raiders suck. The Raiders are pretty bad. Omega says September 2024. No more W's. No more. Defense does their job. Offense isn't doing their job. That's how we lose games right there. That's the equation right there. Mrs. Side Lee says hopefully next year Packers will lose to the Giants. Yeah, Packers they looked good in the beginning, or I guess decent. A few messages that lose out. Can't hate against you guys for saying that. If we step on the field, we need to try and win. Period. I agree with that. Whenever we play Washington again, once again, I'll repeat that from my statement. Some people walk back on me because I said, I compared us being the Washington Commanders to the Cowboys beating us. I understand it's not in the same fashion, but we just have their number. That's all I was trying to say. Need a QB? Yeah, we do. We haven't scored any real points. Shoot, defense scored a touchdown on one of them. I have a feeling Williams is going to be a bust in the NFL. I think it's just because people are hyping him up. So definitely we have to look at him and see his losses and argue why hasn't he won more. I know situations are different, but, Caleb Williams was the Heisman winner that we know, and that transcendent quarterback, you got to expect a couple more wins. But I'm not an avid college football fan. I'll be honest with you guys. I don't watch too much college football. Don't watch too much. Let's read here. Defense is good. Offense is garbage, flat out. Season's done. Just might be. I'm okay with losing out if the defense plays really well. We get something to watch on game day and try and get a generational quarterback. Can't hate against it. I like Penix, May, and JJ McCarthy. I'm not too sure who that is. Hope we stay away from Caleb. And I think we beat Packers, Saints, maybe Raiders, and Pats. If we win all those games, we're not going to get any of those quarterbacks that you just said. I'm just being honest. Should have let DeVito go. All I knew is when he slowed up, it's like 9 minutes left in the fourth, more points. I just wish this team, I think if they got coached a little better, we would have won this game. That's just my opinion. I see 8-8. Shoot. 8-8. We got to do a lot more winning to get to 8-8. I don't know. I don't know if I see that. I see like 4 wins max. 4 wins max. And obviously after the trade deadline, we'll really see where we're at. But if Daniel Jones isn't playing the rest of the season, because once again, if it's a lost season, don't play the man. Could get bad. Giants blown apart. Definitely want Penix or May and tank. We'll see what this team does. We will see what this team does. Drugs. That's funny. All right, you guys. Appreciate y'all for tapping in, joining in on the live stream, man. We got 28 people in the chat. Say what's up in the chat. Even with all the ups and downs, I appreciate y'all for joining in, man. Just got to fill y'all in. Might be having a new scenery soon. Might be getting another office. We're going to see. That's definitely what's been in the works. But I hope to bring more content to y'all soon and continue to just rack it up, man. No matter where the Giants team is going, I'll still be here week in and week out trying to get this team better, man. So appreciate y'all for tapping in. Appreciate y'all for joining in. Stay tuned for my video tomorrow. If you haven't seen my video I dropped today, I did drop it a couple hours ago. Make sure you tune into that. Like it up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. Road to 10K still active. And I will catch you on the next one. And maybe the next time, hopefully Daniel Jones is back. And if it's not, we're going to be in for a long season.